welcome. I'm Ashley Gunn. Today's book review will be on a Tuesday by Whitney G. It's part of the 1 week series, and if you like sports romances, you're going to really like this. I found it on the trending part of Kindle Unlimited. I really like the fact they have that, so I found this from there. This is a play on a sports romance. The way that it's set up is so that instead of this taking place in college, now they've graduated. This book is about Charlotte and Grayson, and they were in a great relationship in college. For some reason, when they graduated, everything kind of fell apart, and neither party knows why. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I did a book review, I think it was Ghosted, where they switched back and forth from present and past, and I wasn't in love with the way that was set up because I couldn't really get a grasp on who the characters were. The way that Whitney sets it up is very similar. You go back and forth between past and present, but you're going to know from the very beginning, because you're doing dual points of view from the beginning, that both people are very confused about what happened. I think that makes a difference because instead of you judging one of them more harshly than you should, you understand, you don't know what happened, but you know there was obviously a very big misunderstanding that led these characters to where they are now. Basically, we're going to start at a college reunion. I think it's a 7-year one is the way they said it, because their graduating class was so amazing they don't wait until the 10-year. Grayson is asked to speak, and he wasn't going to, but he finds out that his ex-girlfriend, Charlotte, who he actually has hired private detectives to try and find, and he's been, even to this day, completely and utterly in love with, is going to be there, and he finally has the opportunity to find out what happened. At the same time, Charlotte has missed every one of their reunions up until this point and has decided to go to this one, and quite frankly was about to, get out of it when she gets pulled over and the cop decides to escort her to the reunion, and so she really doesn't have a choice. She decides to go in for a little bit. When she goes in, Grayson's going to spot her and decide to have a conversation, and that's when they're going to realize they actually live both within a couple of hours of each other. And so it really breaks Grayson's heart to find out that Charlotte has been so close, and yet, he hasn't been able to find her, and she hasn't reached out to him. I think that overall, I don't want to tell you guys why everything happened, because I feel like that's the most important. That's the meat of this novel. But it's really amazingly well done. I think that it's fairly easy to figure out halfway through the book why everything happened. You kind of get a sense pretty early on, this person's going to play a really big part of this. And it was pretty close to what I expected, but it was still a really fun read. I really enjoy it. There's another one that's going to come out on a Wednesday. I will definitely be reading that because I thought this was a fun read. I thought it was a very clever take on a sports romance to make it unique and stand out. So I really enjoyed Whitney. And I haven't read any of her books before, so I'll make sure I'll do that. If you guys like this review, go ahead and like it. If you have any questions or comments, go ahead and put those down below. The truth is, I don't mind giving spoilers. If you want them, then email me. That's basically the way I'll give them, because I don't want to ruin it for everybody unless I specifically tell you guys that I'm going to have spoilers, and that way I can avoid them. But with all that being said, if you like my reviews and you want them every week, go ahead and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys again soon.